opening day for Major League Baseball, and the world could not be happier. If not for a cure, this is the next best thing for America. Baseball is back, and when you think of baseball, you think that there's no crying in baseball, and when you realize that there's no crying in baseball, there's only one person you want to talk to. It's Megan Cavanagh. You know her as Marla Hooch from the movie A League of Their Own. Guess what? She's here. How you doing, Megan?
Hey, Boffo! Awfully glad to be here, boss. You know, I've been watching some of the games that don't count. You know, the preseason games, and it just seems like they're playing a scrimmage.
And it's gonna be weird with no people in the stands. I've watched some of the exhibition games. It's like a high school baseball game without the trampy cheerleaders under the bleachers.
I was a football cheerleader.
Do you remember any of your routines?
Huskies demand success. Success. Huskies demand success.
Your team was named after the fat pants at Sears? That's bizarre. You move on from high school football cheerleading, and you become you become one of the most famous female baseball players in the world through this movie, A League of Their Own. Is Tom Hanks as big of a jerk as everyone says he is? You never hear anyone say anything nice about that guy. Why is that?
You know what? He's the epitome of kind.
You actually had to play baseball for this League of Their Own movie. Had you ever played hardball before?
Not hardball. I had played 16-inch softball in Chicago.
If you're in Chicago, you have to play 16-inch softball.
That's true.
A car of Italians and Polish guys come over to your house, and they convince you to play. That's how it works.
It works. Well, that's how I ended up playing, because an old boyfriend of mine named Paul Roeder made me play. And I never played with a glove. And he would play pepper with me, and we'd have to do 10 in a row before we could go in. And on the 10th one, he'd hit it really hard, so we never went in. So we just constantly were playing pepper, and until it was so dark you couldn't see the ball. And if it wasn't for him doing that with me, I never would have been in a League of Their Own, because he made me a hitter. When I heard about this audition, and I knew that they were going to make you play ball, I knew that Marla was supposed to be a switch hitter, so I started learning how to bat left-handed. And I got to tell you, I went to the Field of Dreams game last fall, and David Ross was our coach, and I played with Ricky Henderson. I mean, it was amazing. Anyway, I hit left-handed, and I actually made contact, and it was a solid hit, but I got thrown out. But I mean, because, you know, I don't run that fast. But it was a good hit. And I actually hit it. I'm 59, for God's sakes.
What do you think it is about the game itself that just works its way into your heart? Like a pastrami sandwich, just waiting to kill you when your team loses.
I think that from being from a Midwestern place, baseball is the beginning of summer. It's being outside. It's seeing the ivy growing up on the walls out in outfield at Wrigley with the peanuts and the beers at the park. And, you know, you can just go out into the grassy patch out in front and play. It's just the best.
Right. Actually, Grassy Patch was the name of my high school band. It was a bluegrass band. We were very, very famous back in high school. How many first pitches have you thrown out?
Oh, gosh. I've thrown at Wrigley, at Fenway, Pawtucket, way more than that, but I'm not remembering, because I've been playing baseball and I got hit in the head too many times. The women that originally played from 43 to 54, you know, and they weren't televised. And a lot of those women never really talked about it until the movie came out, because it was just something from their past. A lot of girls are wanting to play baseball and not softball, because baseball's more fun than softball. I'm sorry. I think it is. I know there's probably a lot of people out there that would argue with me, but a lot of girls want the opportunity to play baseball, and why shouldn't they? The size of the ball shouldn't matter. I mean, come on.
Well, let's not go crazy, Megan. But yes, you're right. And I think with everything that's going on in society right now, with the Me Too movement and the Black Lives Matters movement, and people just kind of reassessing gender roles and just, you know, what's cool and what's not cool anymore. This movie was, 25 years ahead of its time. This year, the San Francisco Giants actually have a female third base coach as part of the team. She's on the team, and she's coaching third base. So I guess the Giants got to third base with her, which I think is amazing. that you have to do that to break into the league. But, you got to go along to get along. Are there any of the original female baseball players still alive? And
Yes. So Maybelle Blair, who is 95, she is up and running and still going to ballparks.
At 95?
Maybelle has a bat that's a cane that's signed by like every person ever. She's got like 3 of them because she ran out of space.
What is your baseball bucket list fantasy day? What would it be?
And, going to Wrigley. Wrigley is my church. And going to Wrigley and being on that field, that was truly an awe-inspiring moment for me. Like for Megan Cavanagh, the actress, the character got to be like, oh, and that's exactly how I felt. I would spend it at Wrigley if I got to do anything, and I would play Pepper with the Cubs, and I would have a beer, and I would laugh. I would bring my friends with me and my family, and we'd laugh. And that would be
no crying in baseball!
Baseball is back, and so is the lovely and delightful Megan Cavanagh. You know her from League of Their Own. You know her from Menopause, the musical. You know her because her jersey is hanging in the Cooperstown Hall of Fame. Boom. Now, maybe one day you and I will get to go to the Wrigley Field together. That would be a special experience for me.
Boffo, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Maybe you could throw out the first pitch.
Oh, don't tease me. Joe Montana says that all the time. Every time that son of a bitch throws out the first pitch, he sends me a text. Everyone I know, Joel Murray, you, Joe Montana, everyone throws out the first pitch but me. So don't dangle that. I was trying to give you a nice send-off here. Now you picked at a baseball scab that's completely not healed. You have a good day.